They hear me. I was wondering if you can leave this. Oh, you remember these? Those. I don't remember what they were called, but thank you. Oh, I got a photo.
Hey guys, happy Tuesday. So I'm in the shade. The lighting is not so bright, but I wanted you guys to catch the aesthetic behind me, right? The greenery, of course. So it is what it is versus turning the other way towards the sun. But anyway, you guys, I wanted to jump on here really quickly to share with you. Let me just make sure my mic is in. Yeah, I just wanted to come on here really quickly to share with you guys why I came to Bali, Indonesia first. So if you caught my previous YouTube videos, you may have seen that my family and I moved to Southeast Asia. And our first stop is in Bali, Indonesia, where I'm currently at right now. Absolutely love Bali. This is actually not our first time here. The first time we came here was in September of 2022. And I came here with just my husband and I because baby boy was not born as yet. And we fell in love. We fell in love with the land, the people, how peaceful it was. Just so much about the place. Of course, you know, it's the tropics. It's my kind of vibe. I was born and raised in Jamaica. So naturally, I was attracted to Bali and just how peaceful it was, you guys. Additionally, what I love about Bali is how self-sufficient it is. Not just Bali, Indonesia, but Southeast Asia itself. Like Thailand, oh my goodness, you cannot be hungry in Thailand, okay? There is food galore, food everywhere. You can't be hungry in Thailand. So I love how self-sufficient the land is, the people are. But anyway, I wanted to share with you guys really quickly why we came to Bali first. Now, the real reason why we came to Bali first, you guys, was because Thailand. So we knew we wanted Thailand to be our home base for a while. So we were torn between Thailand or Bangkok, Thailand, and Bali, Indonesia, right? Because we love both places for different reasons. Now, Thailand had a remote working visa pending, right? For freelancers, remote workers pending. I think they announced it in April of this year, 2024. And so it was not officially out yet, okay? There were talks going on about it and what would be the requirements and all of that, but it was not like official. It was not in effect. Now, Bali had recently as well came out with theirs just in July. So we decided that we wanted to move abroad, I think officially in like March of 2024 or April. And so officially in July, Bali came out with their, I think it's the e33G digital working or remote working visa, also colloquially known as digital nomads, right? So they came out with that visa in July. And so we were like, okay, let's jump on this. Thailand hasn't came out with theirs as yet, but since Bali did, let's jump on this right away. So in July, Bali, Indonesia came out with their remote working visa. And you guys, tell me why as soon as we applied for that, literally like the same week we applied for it, Thailand officially announced their DTV visa, which is their Destination Thailand visa that digital nomads and freelancers can use. Now, both visas have different requirements. The Bali, Indonesia remote working visa had different requirements than the Thailand visa, okay? And I'll get into that a little bit, just in case if you guys want an idea of how you can stay in Bali or stay in Thailand long term. I'll get into the requirements a little bit. But to make a long story short, that's one of the reasons why we ended up coming to Bali first, is because, you know, eventually once you get approved for the visa, we applied, we got approved for it. You have to, I think you have like 90 days to enter Bali to activate the visa. And so we had to come to Bali. And additionally, the Thailand visa So to make a long story short, so after we applied for the Bali visa, we waited on that, and then we applied for the Thailand visa. And so that took a little bit longer, you guys. I don't know what it is, but Bali, they're very quick, like in like 5 days or 3 days or something like that. I think like 5 working days we got approved for the Bali visa. However, even though their turnaround time seems quicker, their process is a little bit complicated. I'm not even gonna lie, their payment system online is just complicated. Fortunately, we knew someone, we had a local friend who's a Balinese local who was able to make the payment for us. So we sent her the money and she took it to the bank, because you can only make the payment at certain banks which are local to Indonesia. So the payment process was a little bit complicated. It may not be that way for all the different types of visas, but for the particular one that we got, the remote working visa, the E33G visa, that allows us to stay in Bali for up to a year on a multi-entry basis, and it's also renewable up to 5 years. So we can renew it up to 5 years. That visa, the payment process, you guys, it was a headache. Let me tell you. Let me be the first to tell you that it's a headache. So that's why a lot of people go through agencies. And we didn't want to go through an agency. We just wanted to do it ourselves because it's a lot cheaper to do it yourself. But if you don't want to deal with the whole complication and all that of making the payment, then, you know, by all means, go through a reputable agency, and you know, they'll do everything for you. And then while waiting for that, we applied for the Thailand visa. Now the requirement for the Thailand visa is that you have at least, I think, 500,000 baht in a bank account. Okay, 500,000 baht is about $14,000. Now it depends on the consulate. Okay, we had to do it through DC based on our location. So if you're located in certain states, they have specific consulates that you can do it through, which was still online. We still did the process online, but it was through the DC consulate, and they, for some reason, required a slightly higher threshold, which was about 16,000 USD. And so they also take longer. So my suggestion is, if you're going to go through a consulate, or if you have the choice to choose, don't choose that one. Okay, New York, I heard that New York, their processing time is a lot quicker. I think maybe 3 days or so, but DC they will draw out the 14 days. Okay, so if you're trying to go in if you're trying to leave in less than 14 days, do not apply through the DC consulate. Okay, go to New York or something. Or this is what a lot of people have been doing as well. They've been flying to like Jakarta, Indonesia, or Laos, neighboring countries, but just make sure that you can actually apply for the DTV visa while in those countries, and it will tell you on the website. I'll try to see if I can leave the official link to the website below, but if not, just find the official website and see. You can put the information in, what visa you're looking to apply for, where you're going to be located at the time, your nationality, all of that, and it will tell you if you can actually apply for the visa in those countries. So if you're trying to get out of the US ASAP, okay, you don't want to wait until you get approved for it, go to a neighboring country or city or whichever, because what I do know though is that you can't enter into Thailand while your visa is being processing. The same thing for Bali, Indonesia. Okay, so that's another thing to note. So you guys, that's how we ended up in Bali first, is because we had to wait as well for our Thailand visa, and we didn't want to stay. Okay, we did not want to stay in the US and wait for anything. I knew that we had to leave ASAP. Okay, just in my spirit, I knew that it was time. God showed me a dream of a sense of urgency. I'll probably share the dream a little bit later on, but I had a strong sense of urgency in my dream. Like there was something happening. There were like people coming and like running after us or something, and we had to leave, and I had to pack my bags. And in the dream, I was like, okay, but where are we going? Where are we going? And my husband was there. I don't remember if my husband said it or it was somebody else, because there were a couple other people in the dream, and the person was like, they said the country under their breath, and I was like, where? You have to say it clearly. You have to make it clear. And then that they said it 3 times. They said the country 3 times. And I was like, okay, let me just pack this overnight bag, all my important documents, and we're out of here. And as soon as we bolted out the door, the people just came in. It's like gang members, or I don't remember who these people were, but they were up to no good. They were definitely up to no good. They were like looking for us, like wanted to attack us. And as soon as we bolted out the door, they came busting through the house. It was crazy. And I'll say this: I don't claim to be a prophet, a psychic, anything like that. But what I do know is that I have been a dreamer for a while, since like high school days. God has given me clear dreams, and sometimes it just comes to pass like this, either in my life or someone connected to me. And so that's what I do know. And that just gave me further confirmation that it was time to leave. Like, I just had a sense of urgency, you guys. We were going to wait until next March of 2025, but no, in my spirit, I was just like, no, I can't. We have to figure out how we can make this move happen like this year, 2024, like ASAP, like immediately. And I was like, maybe October. I was like, October is the latest. I knew for sure that I did not want to wait around until the 2024 presidential election. I did not want to be here. I didn't want any parts of it. I did not want to be close anywhere near the US when the presidential election happened, because I just know, unfortunately, I know it's going to be chaos. It's going to be chaotic for the United States. And my family, I'm not going to say that the grass is always greener. It's not always greener. But I choose this heart. I like to say, you choose your heart. And this is the heart that I choose. Okay, I'd rather be in a land that's self-sufficient. There's literally mangoes falling off the tree over there. So if we happen to be starving, stuck in the house for whatever reason, anywhere here really in Asia, Southeast Asia, you can sometimes at least eat from the land. Like in the US, it's not really like that. You're screwed. The grocery stores are closed. You're screwed. Okay, there's no Uber Eats. You can't order anything. You're screwed. It's not like here where there's locals always kind of like, they have their little stalls and they're independent, at least that, there may be some markets, some farms close by that you can go to locally to get food. The land is so much more self-sufficient. And I rather, if something were to happen, I rather be in a place where the land is very self-sufficient, where I can knock on a neighbor's door or whatever. They're going to the market, I can give them some money. People are very trustworthy here as well. I can give them some money. I know that they're going to come back with some fresh fruits, food, whatever. Okay, so those are some of the reasons, you guys, why the lighting. Let me see if I can. Okay, let me just turn right here because the lighting is a little bit better and there's still a little bit of greenery behind me. So those are some of the reasons, you guys, why I was like, I have to get out of the US. The political polarization, the bureaucracy, the chemical laden foods, it's just going down the drain. The morals, the economy, just everything about it, you guys. It's just one thing after the other. It's not just like one thing, right? It's just so many things that's happening. And I'm just like, and the anxiety that I feel when I'm in the US, I feel a lot more stressed. I always feel this need to like keep grinding and doing the most. Like, it's very hard for me to feel this feeling of rest and just release. When I'm here, as soon as I leave the United States, most times it doesn't matter where. Like not the other day, but in June, we went to Costa Rica, right? I went to do a podcast interview and we kind of made it a vacation as well. So if you've seen that episode, I interviewed Zainab, who's a mother of 2. She's an entrepreneur and all that. And it was a beautiful time in Costa Rica. We had some hiccups, okay, some challenges there. But overall, the food, I could tell the difference in the quality of food while we were there, okay? Like, my system was literally purging just from being in Costa Rica. The food, the quality was just different. You could tell the difference. You could tell that it was not filled with chemical and it was not over processed and filled with all these different things. It was real food. And the same like here, you guys, the food here, you can tell the difference. Like my body is very sensitive to food. It's very sensitive to food. Talking about being very sensitive to food, you guys, the other day too, like in just 3 or 5 days of being here, I had Bali belly. Can you believe it? Like I visited, this is not my first time in Bali, right? We came to Bali in 2022 in I think September or so, and we stayed for like 30 days, and I never had Bali belly, but this time around, I don't know what it was. I know I went to this restaurant, and it must have been like the fresh fruits because I had like a fruit bowl, dragon bowl fruit, some other things, a fresh fruit juice. So I don't know if it was the fruits, maybe not washed properly or whatever it was. But anyway, to make a long story short, I got Bali belly, and I was taking probiotics religiously too. I don't know if it's just my body was getting used to the bacteria again or whatever it was. And so it seems like it passed on to my son and all that too. But yeah, to make a long story short, the food here, as long as it's clean, it's washed properly, it's clean, all that, it's good food, you guys, good quality food, and you can taste the difference. I noticed that when I'm out of the United States, and by just walking and just eating the local foods, I end up losing weight just by eating the local foods. It just shows you that, it just shows you the difference of the quality of food in the US, right? It's overly processed. It's not necessarily farm to table. It's far from farm to table. It's like farm to maybe farmer's market to, I don't know, to being processed and with pesticides, this and all of these things, to package to grocery stores, to sitting in the grocery store for a while. So it's not as fresh. Here, literally, you guys, we went to the market today. It was beautiful. We had a beautiful walk to the market. It was a 20-minute walk. I walked with my husband and baby boy. And by the way, it's cool. It's like, I think 86 degrees or something like that right now. So it's even cooler than Texas, which is kind of nice. It's September, so I guess that's like rainy season, cool season in a sense. And so, but anyway, we walked to the market. It was a beautiful walk, and you can tell the fruits. They have these like tiny pineapples that you can literally tell that they got it straight from the farm. They have coconuts, fresh oranges, fresh, just everything. You can tell how fresh the fruits were. And of course, I got some fruits. I got some dragon fruit. I got some papaya. I got watermelon, and they were so affordable. I think I spent about $15 or so for like a big thing of watermelon, papaya, some oranges, some mangoes, some other fruit. I don't remember if it was mangosteen or something. I got quite a bit of fruits, you guys. In the US, no way. There's no way I would have gotten so many fruits for 15 US dollars. No way. So again, I love the affordability of the food. It doesn't matter how much I'm making, with even having, what some people may consider a really good, income, between my husband and I, whichever, like I want to live way below my means, okay? Way below my means. That's my goal. So my husband and I, now I mentioned it in another video that we're on a FIRE journey, right? Financial independence, retire early. So the goal is to invest and save as much as we can now while we're young, while we have the energy, while we, have the income, whichever. And so that by the time in 10, 15 years, when we're 40, about to be 40, 45-ish, whichever, we can somewhat retire, or retire in a sense where we choose the type of work that we do. We don't feel like we have to work because we have to make an income, right? We get to choose what we have to do, what we want to do. So whether that's me continuing to pursue business, being a business owner, my husband fully have his own therapy practice, mental health therapy practice, whichever, we get to choose our work and work when we want versus feeling like we have to work. So that's our goal. We are on a FIRE journey, and we couldn't have picked a better place, Southeast Asia. Again, like I said, the grass is not always greener, and being here may come with its challenges. I'm not here to say that being here means we're going to have a perfect life and everything is going to be perfect. But if I am to choose my heart, this is the heart that I choose, okay? I'd rather be around people that I know are caring, are loving, and I'd rather be in a land that is self-sufficient. Okay, so yeah, I'm super excited to be here finally. So we'll probably leave Bali in maybe like a month or so and officially head to Thailand. And so we're not officially in our main place space, but once we get to Thailand, we'll probably be doing some condo shopping and stuff like that. And I'll be sure to take you guys along that journey with us of finding a more permanent like space condo or house. So we're looking at houses as well because the houses are, you know, as affordable as well as the condos. It's just that the condos are usually in really nice areas where it's close to like BTS transportation, usually has gyms, saunas, stuff like that, like nice amenities. So we're going back and forth between whether we want to stay in a condo or a house. The house, of course, gives you more space and all of that. And with us having baby boy, and we're planning on having a nanny there as well. So the extra space would be nice. And talking about nanny, we were able to find a nanny here while we're in Bali. She's so amazing as well. We found her through a nanny agency, one of the best in Bali. And you guys, it's so amazing because this is the type of support, this is the level of support that I wanted or I needed when we're in the United States. We don't have that. Okay, we don't have the luxury of having family support. It is what it is. It's not to bash anyone. You know, nobody's obligated to help us or offer support. You know, however, you know, it is nice to have a village to support you, you know, as parents. And so we don't have that in the US. We don't have our parents around to support us. So it's literally has just been myself and my husband from the birth of our son. And you know, it has been beautiful as well because it has given me such a deeper connection with my son. But at the same time, it's also would have been nice to have some level of support here in Bali. Hiring a nanny is so much more affordable than in the US. And also, not only that, but they actually genuinely do care. They genuinely love babies here. They genuinely care. And they're very trustworthy people. And so, yeah, that has been great to have that support. I'm just kind of sad that once we leave Bali, we're going to have to find another nanny. But at least that time around, it will be more long term because I really don't want to switch up, you know, the people that my son is around, because he's just so used to his sacred space. You know, he's so used to us. But it is good for him to be around other people. Like children need that, you know, in development. They need to be around other people who love and support them, right? We may not have a nanny full time or maybe like a live-in nanny. It depends on what our circumstances are. But having a nanny for at least 3-4 times per week is very helpful. Also, some Saturday nights when hubby and I, you know, maybe want to go on date nights and stuff, is going to be very helpful because let me tell you, hubby and I probably only went on 3 dates by ourselves, maybe 3 or 4 in the 10 months that our baby boy has been here. So, you know, go figure. So that's why having that additional support in our lives is going to be so helpful, especially because my husband is working at night. And so he sleeps in the early morning, maybe like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. till maybe like afternoon. So that's another reason why it would be helpful to have a nanny to offer, you know, to give us that support. Also, sometimes I may have meetings with clients, you know, because of the time difference, we're like 12 hours in the future. So my mornings here usually is like my client's nighttime, and my nighttime is my client's morning time. So with that time difference being 12 hours in the future means that a lot of times I have to do my meetings at night, sometimes 11 p.m., sometimes midnight, 1 a.m. So, you know, it really all depends. But my schedule is a lot more flexible and I'm not doing meetings every day. My husband, on the other hand, he is like meeting with clients during the weeknights. When I was younger, I used to think that, oh, people with nannies are just, you know, nannies are just for like super rich people and like celebrities. But no, actually, is actually the standard in certain communities, even certain countries in Africa. It's like the standard to have a gatekeeper, to have a cook, to have a cleaner, to have a nanny to offer you that support. When you have that support, the cleaner, the nanny, it helps you to live a more harmonious, or be harmonious in your household, because you as the woman, you're not doing everything. Okay, you're not being everything to everyone, and it's a lot more stressful when you have to be everything and do everything to everyone, right? But when you have a nanny to offer you support, you have a cleaner, and you don't have to do everything, then you have some energy, right, to be your best self, to show up as your best self for your family, for your husband, right, for your children. So I don't understand why people think that it should only be for certain people, or should only be for the super rich, or for the elite, or for celebrities. No. And having a nanny does not mean that you are neglecting your children. OMG, like, for the people who think that, like, really. And it's so interesting, because sometimes the same people who judge people for having nannies, they're the same people who have parents who will look after their children after school or on the weekends, or they can leave their children with, or they leave their kids with the grandparents for 2 weeks while they go on a vacation, or they leave their children at a daycare for 10 hours of the day or 12 hours of the day, or at school, or whichever. That's having support, right? So I don't understand why those people, the same people who do those things, judge people for having a nanny, for choosing to have someone in your household to offer you that type of support. Everybody's situation is unique and different, and some people just don't have family members, the sister, the grandma, the niece, the whosoever, to help them out with raising their children. So having a nanny is ideal. But I digress. Anyway, you guys, that's all I wanted to share with you really quickly. I just wanted to share with you guys why I am currently, oh, they're chanting. Can you hear it? It just sounds so peaceful. But yeah, that's why we're in Bali first. I knew that I wanted to come to Bali eventually when moving over here. So, but we weren't sure if it was going to go. Initially, we were going to go to Thailand first and then come to Bali for a little bit during September, like my birthday or something, or during Cairo's birthday in October or something, and then go back to Thailand. But it ended up working out the other way now that we're, since we were waiting on our Thailand visa. Um, but yeah, I'm here. I'm loving it. I'll be back sharing some updates with you guys about our journey. And again, once we're ready to head to Thailand, I'll let you guys in on that. Condo shopping, the whole works. So yeah, if you have to go through if you find out that you have to go through the DC consulate, just fly to Jakarta. Okay, and I'm talking about the Thailand DTV visa, because you can't enter Thailand while waiting for it, right? Yo, just fly to Jakarta or Laos, one of them, apply, and you can get it back just like that. Thank me later. All right. Anyway, y'all, I will see you guys in the next video.